Hey friends, Miss Cassie here with Solon Public Library's Digital Storytime. Now today is a very special day. It's the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, and it's a day called Giving Tuesday. So this is a day that people all around the world donate money to organizations that help make the world a better place. And so our story time today is going to be about food pantries, which are a community resource, a place that people can go if they need help with getting food to feed their families. So that ties into our food theme and to the fact that it is Giving Tuesday today. But before we get into any more of that, we need to sing our welcome song and we need to get our clapping hands ready. So we're gonna wiggle our fingers and shake our hands and rub them together really fast, really fast, really fast, and put them on our knees. Okay, here we go. If you wanna read a book, clap your hands. If you wanna read a book, clap your hands. If you wanna read a book, have a seat and take a look. If you wanna read a book, clap your hands. What do we do after we clap our hands? That's right, we stomp our feet. If you wanna read a book, stomp your feet. If you wanna read a book, stomp your feet. If you wanna read a book, have a seat and take a look. If you wanna read a book, stomp your feet. What do we do after we stomp our feet? That's right, we twirl around. If you wanna read a book, twirl around. If you wanna read a book, twirl around. If you wanna read a book, have a seat and take a look. If you wanna read a book, twirl around. All right, for our last verse, we're gonna be as quiet as we can. And we're gonna whisper, hooray. If you wanna read a book, whisper hooray, hooray. If you wanna read a book, whisper hooray, hooray. If you wanna read a book, have a seat and take a look. If you wanna read a book, whisper hooray, hooray. All right, this is the last week for our theme song, I Am Hungry. Remember, it is a call and response song. So I will say a line and then you will repeat it back to me. I am hungry. What should I eat? I think I'll have some cereal. What a treat. I am hungry. What should I eat? I think I'll have a sandwich without any meat. I am hungry. What should I eat? I think I'll have some soup with lots of heat. I am hungry. What should I eat? I think I'll have some pie, warm and sweet. Yay! Our first book today is called Maddie's Fridge, and it's written by Lois Brandt and illustrated by Vin Vogel. Now, so remember I said today we're going to talk about places called food pantries, and it's like a grocery store, but you don't have to pay money for your food. And so this is a place where people who don't have enough money to buy their food can go to get food, because all humans need food to be healthy and to be able to be happy. So let's read about what is going on with Maddie's fridge. When Sophia and Maddie played at the park, they stretched their toes to the sky. They climbed to the top of the ladder and flew off the end of the slide. They stayed until the buildings grew long shadows and even the taxis stopped honking. Let's see, tall buildings and taxis. It sounds like they live in a city. Let's play on the climbing wall, Maddie said. No way, Sophia said. I can't reach. Yes way, Maddie scooted up to the top of the wall. Your turn. So Sophia put a foot on the bottom rock and grabbed with one hand and stretched, but she couldn't reach the next hold. And Sophia's stomach growled. I give up. Let's get a snack. No way, Maddie said. Let's stay here. Yes way. So Sophia ran to Maddie's building and raced up the stairs. Wait! Maddie ran after her. Maddie was the best climber, but Sophia was the fastest runner. Sophia swung open the door of Maddie's fridge. What have you got? We have milk, Maddie said. I'm saving it for Ryan. He's still little. Why doesn't your mom go to the store? Sophia asked. We don't have enough money. But what if you get hungry? We have some bread, Maddie said. I guess I'll go home to eat, Sophia said. Please don't tell anyone, Maddie said. Okay. Promise? I promise, said Sophia. And Sophia ran home past the bookstore and the grocery store. The sun went down behind the buildings and took all the colors with it. Good timing, Mom said. Dinner's almost ready. Luis was wrestling on the floor with Pepito. Sophia opened the refrigerator door, and Pepito peeked inside. That's their dog. Sophia's fridge was full of milk and eggs and tortillas and cheese and lettuce and jam and nuts and salsa and tofu and even half a can of dog food. Look at Sophia's fridge. How is it different from Maddie's fridge that we saw earlier? They both have milk, right? But Sophia has a lot more food in her fridge. When she's hungry, she can open the door and she can eat some fruit, or she can have a hard-boiled egg, right? She has lots of different kinds of food that she can eat when she gets hungry. Here you go, Mom said. Sophia and Luis each had a plate of fish and rice. Mom had a plate of fish and rice. Even Pepito had his bowl of dog food with a little bit of fish and rice. Maddie and Ryan only had some bread and a small carton of milk. But Sophia couldn't tell Mom she had to keep her promise to Maddie. Ugh, not fish again, Luis said. I want cheesy pizza bombs. Cheesy pizza bombs are a treat, Mom said. Fish is a good source of protein. Is fish good for kids? Sophia asked. Yes, Mom smiled. Fish is perfect for kids. So that night, Sophia had an idea. What is she doing in that picture? She's holding a fish, and she has a Ziploc bag. I wonder what she's doing with that fish. Yuck, Maddie said the next day. Oh, Sophia said double yuck. Fish may be good for kids, but fish is not good for backpacks. So look, she put the extra fish in her backpack to give to her friend the next day, but fish needs to live in the refrigerator. Otherwise, it gets really stinky and is not good to eat. After school, Sophia and Maddie raced to the climbing wall. Sophia got there first, but Maddie scrambled past her to the top of the wall. Sophia stretched, and she stretched. Can you stretch like Sophia, reaching up as high as you can? She's trying to reach the next rocks on the climbing wall, but she just can't do it. Keep trying, Maddie said. You'll get it. I can't, Sophia jumped down. It's too high. That night, Sophia, Luis, and Mom ate frittata. Pepito had his dog food with a little bit of frittata. But Maddie and Ryan still had an empty refrigerator. Sophia couldn't ask for help because that would break her promise, so she had to try again. Are eggs good for kids? Sophia asked. Not as good as cheesy pizza bombs, Luis said. Cheesy pizza bombs are a treat, Mom said. Eggs are good for you. So after dinner, Sophia packed eggs for Maddie and Ryan. How do you think this is going to go? Have you ever put eggs in your backpack without a little ice cooler in with it? Sure enough, yuck, Maddie said. Double yuck, Sophia said. Eggs may be good for kids, but eggs are not good for backpacks. So Sophia and Maddie raced to the climbing wall. Sophia won again, but Maddie shot past her to the top of the wall. Sophia grabbed one hold and reached for the next, and then fell down with a thump. That happens sometimes, Maddie called. This is impossible, Sophia said. Keep trying, Maddie said. You'll get it. That night, Sophia, Luis, and Mom had burritos. Pepito had his dog food with a little bit of burrito and no salsa. But Maddie and Ryan still had an empty fridge. And Sophia wished that she hadn't made that promise to Maddie. Are burritos good for kids? Sophia asked. Burritos are very good for you, Mom said. Not as good as, Luis started to say. You should pay attention to nutrition like your sister, Mom said. So the next morning, Sophia put 2 burritos in her backpack, along with tortillas, beans, cheese, and even some milk. Uh-oh. No thanks, Maddie said. You haven't even looked, Sophia said. Is it fish? Maddie asked. No. Is it eggs? No. Is it gross? I don't know, Sophia said. And Maddie shook the backpack and something sloshed. What do you think sloshed? Where it made like a liquidy sound. Yeah, probably the milk. Let's look together, Maddie said. 1, 2, 3, go. Burritos are good for kids and good for backpacks too. Do you want some milk? Sophia asked. Thanks, Maddie said, but I'll save the milk for Ryan. I don't know if that milk is still going to be good after being in a backpack all day, but I guess they'll find out, right? Sophia and Maddie raced to the climbing wall. Sophia won as usual and tried to climb. You can do it, Maddie said. Here, take my hand. Woohoo! I made it to the top, Sophia shouted. We're the tallest kids in the park, Maddie said. Thanks for helping me, Maddie. I couldn't do it alone. Maddie shrugged. That's what friends are for. So look, they helped each other, right? Sophia was scared and having a hard time, and Maddie helped her learn and try something new. After they finished playing, Sophia walked home past the bookstore and the grocery store, and she thought and she thought. Her own fridge was full of milk and juice and chicken and yogurt and bread and carrots and even half a can of dog food. And Maddie's fridge had only 2 tortillas and a cup of beans and a bit of cheese and a little bit more milk than before, right? She got those things from her friend, Sophia. And Sophia didn't want to break her promise, but she couldn't help Maddie all by herself. So she told, and she hoped Maddie wouldn't be mad. I'm glad you told me, Mom said. Let's see what we can do together. So they loaded grocery bags with milk and flour and chicken and carrots and sugar and oil and even frozen meat and vegetables. Luis even pulled his package of cheesy pizza bombs out of the freezer. He thought and he thought and he thought some more. And then he put his cheesy pizza bombs in Maddie and Ryan's bag. For a treat, he said. At Maddie's apartment, the moms talked, and Luis and Ryan played. And Sophia and Maddie ran to the park. You broke your promise, Maddie said. I'm sorry, Sophia said. Are you mad? A promise is important, Maddie said. But you are more important, Sophia said. I wanted you to have milk too. And Maddie smiled. Are we still friends? Sophia asked. Always, Maddie said. Double always, Sophia said. Cheesy pizza bombs, Luis yelled. Our moms made cheesy pizza bombs for a treat. And Sophia and Maddie raced up the stairs. Sophia slowed down so they could run together, because that's what friends are for. And at the end of the book, it talks about how there are lots of friends who have empty refrigerators and different ways that you can help friends like Maddie so that they have enough food to eat. All right, we're gonna sing a song called I'm a Knife, Fork, Spoon, Spatula. Cha-cha-cha. So for this song, we're gonna do some actions. So the first one, we're gonna be a knife and we're gonna put our hands together. We're gonna touch them above our heads and we're gonna be as pointy as we can to be a knife. And then we're gonna bring our arms down like this to be the tines of the fork. 1, 2, 3, the parts of the fork, the pointy parts. So I'm a knife, fork, and then we're gonna be a spoon. We're gonna make a nice round shape above our heads. And then we're gonna be a spatula and we're gonna bring our hands back down and go cha-cha-cha. You ready? Here we go, we're gonna do it together. I'm a knife, fork, spoon, spatula, cha-cha-cha. I'm a knife, fork, spoon, spatula, cha-cha-cha. I'm a knife, fork, spoon. I'm a knife, fork, spoon. I'm a knife, fork, spoon, spatula, cha-cha-cha. Yay! All right, when we go shopping for our food, whether it's at a food pantry or at a grocery store, we don't buy all the food. We don't get all the food in the building, right? We only get the food that we need to eat at our house. So to help with that, usually we make a grocery list. We make a list of all the food that we need to make our meals and pack our lunches. So that way we can make sure we have what we need and we don't take home things that we don't. So I've got a little grocery list right here with some pictures of some food that we are going to be shopping for today. And we've got this little grocery store rhyme that we're gonna say as we work our way down our list. So we're gonna start with the first thing on our list, and it is raisins. So here we go. Let's go to the grocery store to buy what we need and not one thing more. Raisins are written on our list, so neat. Let's put it in our cart to take home and eat. So we need to find raisins at the store. So I've got, let's see, I'm looking at the shelf and I see this box and this box. Now, can you see what matches our list? This picture right here. Which box is the raisins? Is it this box? Is this the raisins on our list? Or is it this box? That's right, this one is the raisins. It matches. This one is oats cereal, which looks yummy, but is not on our grocery list. So we're gonna take our raisins and we're gonna put them in our bag. All right, let's see what's next. Let's go to the grocery store to buy what we need and not one thing more. Here we have cheese is written on our list, so neat. Let's put it in our cart to take home and eat. All right, so we're looking for cheese. So let's see. I see this on the grocery shelf and I see this on the shelf. Which one of these things is on our list? Is it the yellow cheese or is it the can of peas and carrots? That's right, it's the yellow cheese. It goes in our grocery bag. All right, next on our list we have another yellow food, a banana. That's right. Let's go to the grocery store to buy what we need and not one thing more. Banana is written on our list, so neat. Let's put it in our cart to take home and eat. So let's see, I've got two foods here. We have this yummy red watermelon or this yummy red banana. Now, both of these foods are delicious, but which one is on our grocery list for today? Is it the watermelon or the banana? That's right, it's the banana. It goes in our grocery bag. Okay, here we go. Let's go to the grocery store to buy what we need and not one thing more. Crackers are written on our list, so neat. Let's put it in our cart to take home and eat. So let's see, we've got crackers on our list. So here we have on the shelf, we've got a box of crackers or a can of cherries. They both look yummy, but which one was on our list? Was it the cherries or the crackers? That's right, it was the crackers. Into our bag they go. All right, we have 3 more things on our list. Let's see if we can get them all. Let's go to the grocery store to buy what we need and not one thing more. Pasta is written on our list, so neat. Put it in our cart to take home and eat. So let's see, we've got a blue box of oats cereal and a blue box of spaghetti pasta. So let's see, which thing was on our list again? I remember it was a blue box. Was it the cereal or the pasta? That's right, it was the pasta. Goes into our grocery bag. We can make some spaghetti when we get home. All right, let's go to the grocery store to buy what we need and not one thing more. Peaches are written on our list, so neat. Let's put it in our cart to take home and eat. Okay, so I've got 2 cans here. We have a small can of mushrooms. Ooh, that's good on pizza. Or a can of sliced peaches. That's so yummy in yogurt or cottage cheese. Which thing was on our list again? Was it the mushrooms or the peaches? That's right, it was the peaches. They go into our grocery bag. All right, last thing on our list. Let's go to the grocery store to buy what we need and not one thing more. Tuna is written on our list, so neat. Let's put it in our cart to take home and eat. So let's see, we've got 2 more cans. We've got this small can of tuna fish or this medium-sized can of corn. Ooh, both of these things are yummy. Corn is a vegetable, helps us grow big and strong, and tuna fish has protein in it to give us energy to play and learn. Which thing was on our list this time? Do you remember? Was it the tuna fish or the corn? That's right, it was the tuna fish. Into our bag it goes. So let's look at our list and make sure that we got everything. Did we get our raisins? Yep. Did we get our cheese? Did we get our banana? Way down in the bag. Yep. Did we get our cheese crackers? Yep, we did. Did we get our spaghetti pasta? Look at that. There it is. Did we get our sweet peaches? Sure enough. And last but not least, did we get our can of tuna? Whoop. Yep, you bet we did. We got everything on our list and not one thing more. Our last book today is called Saturday at the Food Pantry, and it's written by Diane O'Neill and illustrated by Brazida Magro. Saturday at the Food Pantry. Let's find out what that looks like. Dinner, Mom called. Chili again? Molly asked. They'd had it every day this week, and last week too. Yep, Mom said. Tastes even better. The spices sink in. That's true about chili. The longer it sits, the spicier it is. Mom ladled the last of the chili into their bowls. We have fancy milk too. Molly grinned. She watched Mom pour milk into the sugar and spices in her cup. Mom shook the milk carton, just a tiny splash, and put it back in the refrigerator. Tomorrow we'll get food, Mom said. We're going shopping? Molly's eyes lit up. Chicken and spaghetti and ice cream. Well, sort of. We're going to a food pantry. What's a food pantry? Molly asked. It's a place for people who need food. Mom stood straight, her chin high. Everybody needs help sometimes. At bedtime, Mom usually made warm, fancy milk and read a story. But tonight, it was just a story. Molly tossed and turned, trying to sleep. Her hunger growled. Have you ever gone to bed at the end of the night and you're still hungry? It can make it hard to sleep sometimes. The next morning, they walked to the food pantry. Why do we need to wait? Molly asked. The pantry isn't open yet, Mom said. It's only open certain hours. So Molly pulled paper and crayons out of her backpack and she started drawing. Then she looked up. Look, Mom, there's Caitlin. She's in my class. Hi, Caitlin. But Caitlin looked away. So Molly ran over to her. Hey, didn't you hear me? And Caitlin looked down. I don't want anybody to know that Gran and I need help, she whispered. Oh. Molly walked back to her mom. Was there something wrong with needing help? Molly wanted to go home, but she was hungry. Are you okay? Mom asked. Why don't you draw me a picture? I love your drawings. And the woman in front of them turned, smiling at Molly. An artist! Will you draw one for me too? So Molly pulled out her crayons again. Maybe drawing a happy picture would cheer her up. Hey, can you draw me a picture too? Me too. Can you draw me one? All these people in line are asking for some of Molly's art. So Molly ran to Caitlin with paper and crayons in her hands. Help! Everybody wants pictures, and I can't draw that fast. So Caitlin looked up. Well, okay, right? Molly needed some help, and so she asked her friend for help. Kind of just like our friends Sophia and Maddie in the first book, right? Maddie needed help, but she was afraid to ask. And Sophia offered help because she could tell Molly needed it. In this case, that Maddie needed it. But in this case, Molly asked for help. She knew she needed help, right? Soon a woman opened the door. Molly and Caitlin each handed her a picture. Oh, thank you. What wonderful gifts. "Welcome, please sign in," said the man at the desk. Mom didn't have to sign her name when they went to the grocery store, Molly thought. But the man smiled at them. Can you smile like the man? Yeah, just like that. "Thanks. Grab a cart and stop here when you're done. Lots of good food today." "Thanks," Mom said. She smiled, but just a little, not like when they played in the park. Because there are different kinds of smiles, right? There are big smiles, and then there are smaller smiles. Can you do a small smile? Yeah, just a little one. That's how Molly's mom smiled. She's feeling a little nervous, maybe, don't you think? This is something that's new for her, too, just like it's new for Molly. The food pantry was like the little store where they sometimes bought bread and milk. Cans and boxes were on plain metal shelves. Cans and boxes, just like the food that we shopped for together, right? Molly ran toward a shelf and picked up a box of sugar cookies. "No," Mom whispered. "No," Mom said, and then she whispered, "The people in charge, they'll want us to take sensible stuff." So Molly's face turned pink. Do you know what that's called when someone's face turns pink? Yeah, she's blushing. It can happen when you feel embarrassed or unsure. And Molly's eyes widened. Why did her mom think that? Why were cookies even here if you weren't supposed to take them? The woman at the door and the man at the desk had seemed nice. Would they really not want Molly and her mom to have cookies? Molly swallowed her tears. She's disappointed. And she put the cookies back. They would have been good with fancy milk. "Help me put food in the cart," Mom sighed. Just like Caitlin, Mom looked like she wanted to be invisible. But none of them were doing anything wrong. "Everybody needs help sometimes," Molly whispered to her mom. "Remember?" Mom smiled. "You're right." Mom pointed at a sign on a huge bin of fruit. So all the signs on the fruit say, take one bundle, take one. "What if somebody wants 2 cantaloupes?" Molly asks. "Well, a lot of people need help," Mom said. "They have to make sure they have enough food for everybody who comes here." So Molly and Mom put oranges and 1 cantaloupe into their cart. Molly handed Mom cans of corn, tomatoes, and cling peaches, bags of red beans, pinto beans, and brown rice, a loaf of wheat bread, a box of oatmeal, and a bag of sugar, spaghetti noodles, sauce, and grated cheese, raisins, and tuna, and peanut butter too. A lot of these things they're putting in their cart, they're things that we put in our bag to take home too. Mom reached for a big box of powdered milk. "We'll have fancy milk tonight," she said. They checked out at the desk. The man pointed to the wall. "Ooh," Molly ran to Caitlin. "Come here, look." Molly's rainbow sparkled on the wall, and Caitlin's elf grinned. So look, they hung up the pictures that the girls drew while they were waiting in line. "I was in a sad mood," the man said, "and your artwork helped. Thank you." He put their groceries into bags. Then he handed Molly's mom a box of sugar cookies. "I saw your little girl looking at these. She can have them if that's okay with you, ma'am." Mom had a funny look, almost like she wanted to cry, and she nodded. "Thank you." "Everybody deserves a treat," the man said. "Enjoy." Why do you think Molly's mom looked like she was maybe gonna cry? Have you ever had such big emotions that you just start crying, even if you're not sad? Sometimes we can cry when we're happy or when we are grateful or thankful for something, when someone is kind to us when we're not expecting it. Sometimes that can make us cry too. We call those happy tears, right? Molly and Mom walked home, and they each carried a bulging bag of food. "Molly!" She looked around and she saw Caitlin and her gran. I didn't know you lived so close, Mom said to Caitlin's gran. How nice. We're neighbors, Caitlin's gran said. I keep looking for work, but they closed the factory, Mom said. I've been sick, said Caitlin's gran. We got lots of yummy food, Molly said. Did you? Yeah, Caitlin shrugged. I just wish we didn't have to come to a food pantry. Molly said, but everybody needs help sometimes, and we helped. We cheered people up. Caitlin grinned. We did help, didn't we? I have an idea. Let's have lunch together, Molly said. Yes, Caitlin agreed. And we have dessert, Molly said. The man at the pantry gave me sugar cookies, and there's enough for all of us. Let's eat. And so they did. And at the back of this book, there's also notes about food insecurity. That's what it's called when you don't always have all of the food that you need. And so there's information about that for grown-ups that they can read and find more information and learn more about that. And I just love in this story how Molly and her mom made a new friend. And they learned something new, and they tried something new, right? Going to the food pantry for the first time. And they made some new friends with some neighbors of theirs that they didn't even know were neighbors. Because everybody needs help sometimes, right? All right, friends, before we sing our goodbye song this week, I want to let you know about a great resource in our community, the Solon Food Pantry. Did you know that we have a food pantry here in the town where we live? Yeah, we do, because everybody needs a little help sometimes. So the food pantry is located just up the street from the library at the Methodist Church, and Miss Sandy Hansen runs the food pantry. So if you ever want to donate food to the food pantry, you can bring it here to the library anytime the library is open, and then we make sure it gets over to the food pantry. And if you ever need to use the food pantry, then you can go on Mondays from 2 to 6 p.m. to the church to pick up food for your family. And if you have any questions about anything, you can ask here at the library, or you can call Sandy Hansen. And there's information about all of that right here, and then also on the library website. And now it's time for our goodbye song. We read a book, and we played a game, and we sang a song together. We read a book, and we played a game. We had a fun adventure. Now go read a book, and go play a game, and sing a little tune. Go read a book and go play a game. We'll see you back here soon. See you next time, friends. Bye.